Alright, so today I'm gonna show you guys a few changes I've done in my garden. So first one is this bike that was in the other part of the garden, which I was not able to look after properly. So I removed the plants that was here, moved it to somewhere in my landscape. Some went to garden beds. I think them all went to garden beds. One went to the hanging basket, and I put these geraniums here, very beautiful, pink splash. This is a orange geranium here, and it's looking really good. Move it close to me because for me it would be easier to look after. I had put these hanging baskets around the house, as you can see here and here. Also, I put some here in the driveway. Here I have two fuchsias, beautiful Lulu sitting there with the thing. So here is how the hydrangeas are doing really well. I moved an image that was on the other side to here, just in front. This plant really felt the heat, and then I was almost dying, so I moved it to this garden bed. This garden bed has overgrown so much, so I'm gonna change this. Probably half of these plants will be moved to other parts, and I will bring some new plants to this area. Alright, some other area here. The verbena that I had in the hanging basket, which is pink and white flower, really beautiful. I moved it to here because this plant was not happy with no place I put it on, so I just had to do that. So now I have it here close to the baby breath, and then the measure that was here, I moved it to the other garden bed. Alright, so let's come to some other changes. This pot, if you guys remember, was full of dahlias. But what happened? My dahlias overgrown completely, and then got too big for the container. I had to make it again. So I removed the two yellow dahlias, dwarf dahlias that were here. I just left this one, which is really pretty, and it had a bug's attack, so I had to put some more TLC. It's coming back alright though. So I had to make more room for her, etc. And I put also this little geranium here, which is really small, but geraniums will grow really wild. And I put this beautiful euphorbia here, which will grow only 30 centimeters wide, so it will be really nice in this container. So this container was a big change. Next change is this container, if you guys remember, had a huge dahlia in the center, but these guys grow so much. And then the impatiens, they grew really well. So I had to remove the dahlia from here because the dahlia was not fitting anymore, was taking all the space. I kept the impatiens and I moved some daisies here, which will be really nice. I can keep a compact bush, so I think it will be really well. We are expecting a storm, so I think you guys can hear the thunders. So it's a nice opportunity to move the plants around. So the dahlias, they were all to the back here. So I have this one that was in a container close to the hydrangeas. The big yellow that was in the other container just showed. The other one in the back there. And finally, the last order that I moved. There are some other changes, but let's move a bit. Right, the other big change was in that container here. If you guys remember, this container had a huge dahlia, a huge gaura that I moved as well, and super bells in this plant here. These two plants are growing super well here, so I kept them. I moved the dahlia to the soil, and I put this pelargonium here in the center as well. What else? We have this little fuchsia here that I moved to this part. This hydrangea found a woolies that I rescued, so I put it in here, well protected. She's doing super well. This plant almost died. I'll show you before and after later. What else? Here I made this fun veggie bowl, which is a hanging basket, as you can see. A hanging basket, and then I have here lettuce, I have Greek basil, Thai basil, more Greek basil the other side, more lettuce, and coriander. Just well low, so it's right size to picking. And here is a shade area, so I'll be able to look after these plants because you have here the basil that will be very sensitive with the temperature to basil, so I'll be able to look after and it will be just easy to pick here in the courtyard. I'm super excited with this container. I think it's gonna be really fun and really good, especially because the lettuce will grow here bushy and will start falling, and then you have the coriander doing the same, and this is growing tall as a centerpiece here in my hanging basket. I'm super excited about this one. This is another change I've done. The other change is just right here. New fuchsia, which is full sun. It is a position that is full sun. Which is a fuchsia that it's hard frost. It's love sun, and I never seen nothing quite like that. So I'm pretty excited about it. What else? I have some plants there sitting there, which is for the new project I'm gonna do, but I will talk about that later. I still have this dahlia here doing super well. Later I will make another video showing this. Alright, see you.